Hey, what's going on YouTube? Just wanted to go over a couple things. It looks like silver had that breakout last Friday, kind of lost all of its juice, but what I'm looking at here is an RSI, and let's see if I can explain this correctly. What I want to explain is elasticity. Now, we had I can't remember, 13 days straight down, and you can see how it was in the higher levels up here, and then once it broke down, it kind of like snapped the rubber band when it got back down here, and then the rubber band snapped, and it had to go back up to a level that was stable. So what I'm trying to say is that downturn is like a rubber band, and the rubber band finally snapped and had to go back to normalcy. So what we're looking at as well is the makings of a nice bottom pattern to form. It broke its rubber band, its elasticity snapped, went back to normalcy, and has retraced back. And it feels like to me this is the bottom. If it does break down again, though, I wouldn't discount it going to 12. Like we mentioned, here you can see on a better how it was just way oversold. And then down here, it just from one end of the spectrum to the other, and the rubber band was pulled so tight, it finally just had to snap. And we had that little break there. And the other thing I'm looking at is drawing a line across these bottoms, and then this line coming back down to retrace to it. That to me looks like a bottom pattern forming. I'm not saying that it's going to be bullish from here, because this is only a daily chart and it's got a lot of work to do. This thing has been pulled down for 3+ years. So on a weekly chart, it's kind of harder to see, but you can see one spectrum to the other, and on a weekly chart, see, it didn't go above it, and it's just got a lot of work to do. But it did retrace nicely. On the daily chart, it looks like it'd be forming a bottom pattern. Hopefully it'll move up from there, but these patterns go by the longer term. So you can see that in the longer term of things, it really is just that daily bump is just a blip on the radar, and it's tethering on support at 14. So could definitely break down. I'm just saying that you can see how the elasticity of the chart being pulled down for 13 days straight had to snap its rubber band and go back to normalcy. So that's our blip. Could be a bottom chart forming. So just wanted to explain that if you didn't know. That's how I like to read these things. It's way oversold or overbought, and then way oversold all in one instance, and it's like a rubber band that has to snap. Gold, same thing. It looks like a retracement towards, it's a bearish retracement, it looks like. So it had a bump, and then it hit resistance, and now it's backing off. And by the looks of the longer chart on the gold, it looks like it's still breaking down. So we'll keep a watch out on that. It looks like the sellers, the market's not closed yet, but it looks like the sellers are off to lunch. I think the Dow was down like 170 whereabouts. Don't know exactly, but it was down quite a bit more. So it's retracing its downturn from this morning. U.S. dollar index keeps on its path that we were talking about, and I wanted to draw these lines here. So in this pattern, it can do anything it wants, up and down, up and down. But for now, we know that resistance with this whipsaw is very bearish. And I expect it to go down here to this trend line. If it never reaches this trend line and turns back up, that's a bullish. But if it hits this and breaks down, obviously it's bearish. But it could stay in this pattern for quite a bit. Crude oil continues to be pummeled, and we're still watching for that mark at 30 to see if bankruptcies and OPEC countries start to worry about those hedges and production. But nothing's holding it up. We got some wicks. The major support is at the end at 32.60 approximately. Can't be for sure, but that's where these wicks are coming down to. So when it reaches 32, then we can talk and see if it can bounce. And that's it. The market's still open, but it looks like the sellers are gone to lunch for the day. And it's probably going to close right around these areas. So unless we got a falling out later on in the close. But usually the big moves happen in the morning. So there you have it. Share, like, and thank you for watching.